Welcome back to our channel. Welcome back to the podcast. I am in a great mood. Like, I am honky-dory, spit, shine, and shory. Like, I am in a great mood. I want to say thank you to getting us to 100 subscribers. Mind you, I was telling Shayla, I was like, I don't think I will get there by December, by the end of the year, but look at that. We're not even halfway through December.
I don't think you said you didn't think so. You said the goal was to do that before then.
Right,
And we
but
exceeded the goal.
It was looking a little scarce for a little bit.
But we did it.
Yes. Welcome to all the new subscribers and welcome to the reoccurring subscribers. Thank y'all for tuning in with us and joining us and interacting with us and engaging with our content. We love that.
We do. We appreciate it.
Of course, of course. So let's get into our weekly minute rundown. What's happening? Shayla, what's happening?
Well, my week has been a whole lot. We will discuss the main juice when we talk about Ticketmaster and how they will crumble, but we're going to leave that for its own thing. I started writing down my little rundown things because if not, you guys, I will forget. Life really does be moving fast. It's December and I can't believe soon it'll be 2025. So here's my little rundown. Number one, asparagus is a real cute thing. You know what I'm saying? We love asparagus. I'm never pro. Now me just grind a random lotion. It is lotion season, by the way. Anyways, let me gather my thoughts. I have so much to say.
Where are you going with this?
Yes. So here's the thing. I'm in my cooking era of life. And so I made asparagus. And I am never the type of girl that is like, oh, I can't eat this while on a date. Asparagus is the only thing that I say do not eat on a date. And here is why. Asparagus pee is crazy. When you eat asparagus, your pee, the first time that it happened, I was like concerned. I Googled, if you know, you know. Anyways, that's that. I had an asparagus situation and I'm like, I don't know if it's worth it. Anyways, I know that's random.
It takes a minute for it to smell like that, like the next day.
But I just think I'm against that. Like, why is that a thing? Comment down below if you know why asparagus does. Like, out of all the foods in the world, why asparagus? I think that's actually so crazy. My next thing is Tokyo Tony. We're not gonna talk about her, but that thing took me for a loop. I don't know why Chloe decided to poke the bear, honey, because Tokyo is a walking meme. And the stuff that she has said on TikTok has entertained me the entire week. She literally said, you better have like a food drive or I'm snitching.
Yes.
And I was crying. She said, I'm going to drive to go see you. She said, I just want to talk. But she's like, I want to drive to make sure that like I'm calm and composed. She's just a joke. The last point that I want to make is, girl, why someone tried to come for me on NJ Transit yesterday? I'm gonna ask you to, like, this is the situation. So anyone that takes the NJ Transit understands that between the hours of 3 p.m. to 6, it is the wild, wild west. Everybody's running around in Port Authority. You got to jump to your terminal. It's like, So of course, yesterday I was at work and I'm like running up the stairs. I see that like there is no line on my terminal, which means the bus is there. So I'm like running. I get in the bus. I'm trying like on the NJ Transit app, trying to like get my ticket to go. I get in the bus and I walk like 2-3 steps down and I see it is packed. But I see a lady on the first seat. She's sitting in the middle, AKA that's the signal of like, I'm not trying to share the seat. Babuki is packed. Like you don't have a choice. So I walk back and I'm like, hey, do you mind if I sit in any of these seats? And she's like, oh yeah. So she moves over, she takes a seat. Fast forward, we're like in the 11th stop of the bus. And this old white man gets on the bus. And he's already like on his period. And he's like, and I wrote down, this is not like quoting, but I know if I didn't write it down, I'll forget. He's like, these people know they're not supposed to sit there, but they still do. And he's walking up and he has a cane. And I look at him and I'm like, my thing is, yes, I know the front seats are for people that have a disability or the elders, but like to me, it's how you say things, not what you say. You know, Rebecca, I'm the nicest person that there is. Well, that's a lie, but I am nice. And if I see that you're struggling, I'm like, oh, do you want to take a seat? But after he said that, I'm like, okay. So whatever, I did that. Then his exit, not his stop was the next stop. So then he gets off and he's like, he throws down the cane down the 3 steps and he's like, enjoy your ride. And the bus driver was just cackling. I'm like, what is wrong with this old white dude? I'm like, if you wanted the not the chair,
the seat.
if you wanted the seat, just say that. But for you to be like, enjoy the ride, sir, what you want? And I literally said that. I'm like, what do you want me to? I didn't say that to him, but after the fact, when the bus driver was like laughing, I'm like, what did this man expect me to do? When I got on the bus, I'm just gonna, oh well, I can't sit there. I'm gonna stay standing for an hour because an elderly person is gonna come and is gonna want to sit there.
This goes back to our theme of when they say respect your elders. Some elders don't deserve respect. And when he threw down his cane, you should have kicked him down the stairs too.
And when he threw down his cane, I'm like, does he know he's only hurting himself? Because, like, God forbid you need some support with that cane, but you just threw it away trying to prove a point, and now you hurt yourself. Now what? Anyway, so that was my week. A lot of it has to do with Ticketmaster, but we're gonna discuss that in its own episode. How was your week, Rebecca?
My week, I won't lie to y'all. Christmas is my favorite holiday, right? And when I tell you this year, I have not been in any type of holiday spirit. Like, I've been forcing it. Like, I've been trying to force myself to get into the mood just because, like, this year wasn't my year. I won't lie to y'all. Like, even though I had some wins, there's a lot of, like, internal losses and stuff like that I've just been feeling. So it's just like, I haven't been in the Christmas spirit or holiday spirit, period. But yesterday, I put the Christmas tree up and then, like, all the lights were on. I still have to decorate, but the lights and stuff were on. And then I turned off the lights and I was just staring at the Christmas tree. And then, like, I had a Shayla moment. I'm like, there's people who can't even afford a Christmas tree. There's people who don't even have a home. I'm like, there's people who don't even have families for Thanksgiving. And I had a house full of people. I'm like, I got to be grateful. I got to be, maybe it's just like, yes, not everything's going to go my way. But there's a way that I have that most people don't have. So it's just like, I took that for what it was, and I had a little moment and internalized a lot. And I feel like I'm slowly creeping into the Christmas spirit,
I love that for you.
Thank you. Thank you. With that being said, I also had to let one of my cousins know, because my cousin is a sweetheart. She is so nice. She be letting people, like, talk to her however she wants. And then when she calls me, me, I'm not that type of person. I'm the friend that you go to last. If things need to get active, I'm the friend you call, because when I pull up, there's no, we settled it. Nah, what happened? What we doing? I'm riding at dawn. Okay. So I was explaining to her, I was like, I feel like we just need to implement some rules for people. Like, we need to, like, people should crash out once a week. Sometimes just say F it all and just crash out.
Listen, whoever said on that crash out note that your 20s are like fun and cheer, baby, the 20s are the hardest years of my life. I mean, I can't compare it to anything, but I'm like, it has not been smooth sailing. So I do agree. We need to crash out once a week.
Okay. Once a week, just crash out, because people are going to keep playing with you. And then when they see how you crash out, oh, she crazy. Yes. Es chica loca. Like, also, My favorite TikTok trend right now that's going on, and I think it's the funniest
I
thing
thought we
ever.
were gonna talk about that at the end of the show, no?
Yes, but this is just we're not gonna talk
Oh.
about this is not like no. This is like they'll be like, babe, I can't pay the mortgage this month. And the responses be so funny because some of the guys is just like, when have you ever paid the mortgage? Do you even know where we go to pay the mortgage? And then some other dude had made like a TikTok and he was like, that this TikTok trend is cute and all, but where are the 50-50 couples? I need to see the realistic reactions. And I was like, no facts.
No. I mean, I'm not on that side of TikTok, so I have not seen this trend, but
It's just
I would be concerned if some people don't know what a mortgage is at that age. Obviously, if you asking a young person,
girl,
but
I mean, if your husband always paid it, I mean,
yeah,
personally,
but like you could know about it. It isn't as like
you're right. I agree with you. Personally, I need to know because what if one day you decide to be funny?
now you're gonna be stuck
Right.
without a house.
Now I'm stuck at 32 trying to figure out how to pay the
But
mortgage.
32 is very young though. Let's say now you stuck at like 40, 50.
Girl, I was just I was just saying any age. It could have been 60.
Yeah.
But y'all, let's get into our topics. Well, no, you wanted to talk about December and Santa and Christmas.
Yes, so it is like Rebecca said, she will mention she is not in the Christmas spirit, but regardless of the matter, it is December. Christmas is here, holiday season. We hope you're feeling the holiday cheer. If you're not, maybe you need to set up your tree like Rebecca. That might help. So let's talk a little bit about holiday season, things that people usually do or like to do during December. Number one, how do you feel about Secret Santa? Are you pro or against?
I've only been a part of like 5 Secret Santa. I mean, that's enough to know how.
Right. I'm like, whoa. So what's your opinion?
I honestly, I don't mind it when it's like with you and like close people, like your cousins, your family members, like siblings or best friends.
Mhm.
I do not like Secret Santa for coworkers because one, I always get the coworker I don't like. So it's like, and you can't change it. I'm
Mhm.
just sitting there and I'm like, when I don't like you, I don't want to gift you nothing but these hands. So it's like,
Girl,
so
that's not very Christmassy of you.
girl, listen, there had to be a Grinch for a reason. Okay.
So for me, I kind of feel the same way. I think every time that I've done Secret Santa, I've always get the short end of the stick. One time I did it when I worked at Marshall's, and I think it was like my first or second year of like doing it with my Marshall's coworkers. This lady gave me a shirt with an American flag. And I was like,
America.
when in my life have I ever given that I want an American flag shirt? And then to top it off, it was a shirt straight from Marshalls that I've seen because I put out the the stuff and I was just even more mad. Mind you, the person that I gave like a whole Sephora kit and I was just like, I think I never win. And I get it, it's the thought that counts, but like you wasn't even thinking for real because you gave me an American flag shirt. So I think, like you said, yes, the Secret Santa only if it's people that actually know me. If not, next. So
But
the next thing is family Christmas cards, Rebecca. Have you ever done that?
girl, I'm Haitian as heck. We don't do that.
But would you want to do that one day
I
when you're older?
I think when I have kids, we're definitely gonna do like family Christmas photo shoots. Do I
Mm-hmm.
think I'm gonna be sending cards to people's houses? No, because no. Like I just think, girl, what do I want to post it of you and your family for?
So honestly, I never knew that Christmas cards were like a thing again until I got older and I was surrounded about people that have money cuz it's I think Christmas cards is a rich people thing. Like when you broke, I'm not spending money on Christmas cards. So when I did get my first Christmas cards, I was like, "Oh, this is cute. This is a thing. Would I do it?" No, cuz I just think that's a waste of money. No tea, no shade.
I've seen some people post like their family Christmas cards, and I'm like, this is kind of embarrassing because, like, one, if your
What?
spouse is like cute to you, why do I have to see that? Like,
What? What are you? I'm not understanding what you're trying to
What
say.
I'm trying to say, I was trying not to get into exact words, is that some of y'all families be ugly. Why would I want to
Oh
see
yeah,
that?
no, let's move on to the next topic. Rebecca, you wrote this, the concept of white elephant. You want me to explain it to you?
Yes, please. Because my cousins are doing that this year, and
Mm-hmm.
I still like I've watched it in Hallmark movies, but it does
Yeah.
not make sense to me. Like I just get a random gift and I can still give or whatever. That doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, so I don't know all the rules, but what I think that white elephant is, and you guys comment down below if I'm wrong, it's like you gotta buy a gift that would be good for anyone. Like it doesn't matter the gender, the girl, like what you whatever, like a generic gift that everyone would like. And then you guys like when the event comes on, you pick whatever gift that you want, and hopefully you got a good generic gift. Is
I
that
feel
what
like
they explained to you or no?
yeah, yeah, it's basically something like that. And they said like it's a $25 limit. I said, you see, this is the problem.
What can you buy for $25 in 2024?
Oh, girl,
That's
let me
really
tell
the
you
problem.
exactly what I did. This is gonna be my white elephant gift because I'm known as
What if
the
your family listens to this? You're gonna ruin it?
baby. I don't care. I almost put it on Instagram stories. To be honest,
It
I
better not be a gift card because you know
no.
you love those.
I bought a flask and I bought some nips and I put those in a little cute little Christmas bag. And there you
I
go.
would hate that. Because what if a cousin that doesn't drink alcohol gets it?
That's the problem. All my cousins drink alcohol. They
Oh,
just
okay.
don't
So
drink
then
that
I guess
brand of alcohol. Not all my cousins drink Hennessy. Now me, anything is possible.
okay. Well then that would be perfect. I've never
Okay.
actually taken part of that. The next
And
one,
I
Rebecca?
wanted to bring this one up, right?
Mhm.
So a part of our white elephant is a ugly sweater portion.
Mhm.
Now, everybody who was at my job is always like, oh, you don't have an ugly sweater. Why would I purposely buy something that I think is ugly? One. Two, the thing that bothers me about the thought of an ugly sweater is that some people actually think it's cute. So it's like some people just have these ugly sweaters that they think are just fire. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. That's kind of disrespectful too. Because it's just like, I'm over here saying this the ugliest sweater ever. And then you got some grandmama Sue who talking about this is so beautiful.
Well, I think there are like I think you would like this. I think there are cute ugly Christmas sweaters.
I have
Cuz
yet
it's
to
like
see.
if it's bedazzled and it like lights up, you can judge up a ugly Christmas sweater. I think so. But I think it's just part of like the stuff you do just because like it's the vibe and it's the season, not cuz but if I do that, I do have one ugly Christmas sweater, but I agree with you. If I spend money on it, I'm going to use that ugly Christmas sweater for like 10 Christmases in a row. I'm not
So it
going to
can't be
every
too
year.
ugly.
Huh?
So it can't be too ugly. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. But it doesn't have to be really ugly. Whatever you feel like you can spend money on. So I buy a mid ugly cuz I want to look cute. Like I'm not going to intentionally look ugly. I
I
buy cute ugly Christmas sweaters
I
only.
bought this one red sweater and I said to my cousin, I'm like, this is kind of ugly. Like it had a pattern on it, like with the stitching. My cousin was like, Rebecca, that is not an ugly sweater. That is a sweater. I said, I don't know what, like, I don't know.
Be like, that's fine. It's not ugly to
It's the thought
you.
that
To me,
counts.
it is. So I'm gonna wear it. Period.
Also, this is our last thing before we get into our official topics. Have you ever heard of Elf on the Shelf?
Yes.
How do you feel about doing that for your kids?
Honestly, I've never done it. So if I'm older and I have time for it, maybe. But I just think that requires a lot of time and effort. And I don't know. I don't even know if my kids are gonna like believe in Santa for real. So I think it depends. If
And that's
they
another
know that
topic. Are you going to let your kids believe in Santa?
I don't think it's a priority because I always knew Santa wasn't real and I made it out of, like I get the concept, like you want your kids to be, a what's the word I'm trying to look for? Like innocent and whatever. I don't think it really matters. I mean,
Oh,
and
yeah.
when you see Santa in all these places, I think like I think they know that Santa's not there. As long as they get the stuff that they want. We'll see, but I'm also young. I will see when I get to that point. I may. most likely change my mind.
I get that. I think for me, I'm not going to do Elf on the Shelf. I hear a lot of people do Elf on the Shelf to like convince your kids to be good. If you got some badass kids, that's your fucking problem. That's the first one.
Yikes, that's a lot.
No, but like to
Intense
say
for
that
me.
you got an elf around the house who's watching your child's every move so they could be
Oh, that's the
consistent.
purpose? I didn't know that with that.
I was sitting there, I was like, when I was told that, I was like, y'all need help. And then two, I don't think my parents made it very clear to me at a very young age, Santa is not real. And I like to like, I tried to make those little excuses. I'm like, it's because we don't got a chimney. My parents is like, no. You ain't no Santa. I'm your Santa. Mom and dad is the Santa. I'm like,
LOL. I don't think I ever had a conversation about it. I just knew how life was rocking. I said, oh yeah,
yeah.
Santa not real.
But it's like everybody at my school was like talking about Santa. Like this is elementary school. I'm like, oh my God, mom, dad, like Santa. Da, da, da. My parents said, nip that in the butt. Nip that in the butt.
Like, yeah, no.
But let's get into you wanted to talk about Ticketmaster. No, you wanted to
we're going to talk about something that just broke a few hours before we started recording. And as you know, everyone loves TikTok. Whether you love it, you love hate. No, let me rephrase that. Everyone loves TikTok, whether you're on it to hate, you're on it for entertainment, to learn something new. Everybody is on TikTok. And so for a few months now, a TikTok ban has been on the horizon. There's been a lot going on in Congress. Will it pass? Will it not? Well, today a new ruling came to be, right? So a federal court of appeals upheld a law requiring TikTok's Chinese parent company, whose name is ByteDance, to sell its stake in the app or face a US ban starting January 19th, 2025, aka next year. And the reason is they're saying, as in the United States of America, they're saying that they're scared, according to them, that like the Chinese company, because the ByteDance has connections to a Chinese company, that they're using our information and it's not good for our safety, essentially. And so TikTok is saying, well, no, you're actually you want to make this an issue that isn't there. And they're saying we're not gonna sell the company to anyone else. And so we don't know where things are gonna stand. We might kick off the new year without TikTok, which is crazy to think about, because I be on TikTok.
I love TikTok.
So how do you feel? Like, imagine it does, like none of the rules changes. TikTok decides not to sell. How do you feel about no longer having TikTok after January 19th of next year?
I have a real quick and good, easy solution. I'm going to reset my phone and say I'm in China and I'm going to get my TikTok. I'm going to learn another language. Like,
I don't think that's how it works.
I think that's how I will make it work.
Because, but here's my issue with all of this. I think the United States of America is very good twisting words whenever it's beneficial to them, because our phones track everything.
Okay. My FBI agent who look at my phone sees everything.
So if your argument is that you're scared that China is going to use information that they're gaining through TikTok to do whatever they want, sir, they're going to find our information regardless. Like, I don't think it's just TikTok. I think all apps, including, Facebook and Instagram, I know they're owned by different things and maybe they have no connections to China, but they're going to get our information regardless. As AI also increases, that is also going to be like these technologies and internet, web, they're going to find a way to get whatever they want to. So if you feel like TikTok is the only way that they're going to get our information, I think it's actually dumb. And the United States of America understands this. Like, they might put up a front like they're trying to act dumb, but I know they're not dumb. They just really just want to ban the app. And
I think it's because like more of a control issue. Like, because you can't control TikTok, you feel like you need to put these rules in place to try and figure it out, which is why they were like forcing them to like share a majority of their like stock or stakes.
Yeah, they want to sell them. Well, they're asking, if you don't sell it, we're going to ban it.
My whole thing, right, is that the amount of leaks and hacks that happen every day in the US alone. Figure out how to strengthen your securities, right? If cybersecurity is such an issue, figure out how you can sit there and maintain it. My thing is, nothing's perfect, right? Leaks, hacks, and everything is going to happen. There's always going to be someone who outsmarts somebody else. But to put all your focus on TikTok is like,
Yeah.
mind you, the United States sells our information already to other countries as is. They say they don't, but whatever. But it's just like there's always going to be a way for somebody to find out your information. When you go on to Google, you typing into all these different websites, my passwords, my this, where do you think it's stored at? There's
Well,
ways
that's the
to
thing. They want it stored at in United States of America vibes. And it literally falls down to what you said. They're mad that they can't control it. And until they're able to control all the information, because they're saying it's a national security issue, but I just refuse to believe that. Like, it's not really a national security thing.
And like my thing is TikTok is accessible to all these different other countries as well. Like, I mean, excluding Australia at the current moment, because
But I think they are. It's just if you're under 16.
yeah, if you're under 16, but it's like I mean, listen, I also don't live in those countries, so I don't really know what they're saying, but I haven't heard any news or anything saying that they're trying to push like a law to ban TikTok from their countries. So it's like, honestly, America, you be worried about the wrong stuff because, baby.
Yeah, I just think it's scary. We might, in a few months, we might play this clip again and we might not have to. I just cannot imagine that we won't have TikTok. But also, the United States of America is so petty that they might make them do that. But I think the TikTok CEO has stood very strong, and they're saying that they are violating like freedom of speech because they're gonna ban the million of users that they have from the freedom of using the app. He said he's not gonna sell it, but
And that's what I think my whole thing is, like from last week when we talked about social media. I'm like, it's a thing about accountability. Like, America just needs to take accountability in the fact that you can't control everything. And if you are so worried about information, like create rules, create different things that you could work with the company to do so America can have their hand in it. So y'all aren't just like the head honcho. Like, you don't need to be the head honcho of everything. Sometimes you could just work with somebody as a partnership. So it's like, if y'all really was, if that was really the concern, I feel like there's 1,000 different other things that y'all could do before actually just going into a full-on ban.
I agree.
And you wanted to get into the Apple Music, right?
Yeah, if you'd like to, yeah.
Yes, of course, y'all. So Apple Music has released their music rap of the year and stuff like that. Me and Shayla are Apple Music girls. I didn't know that was like a controversial thing. Like,
yes, very much so, honey.
some people
Very,
are
very
like,
controversial.
people are like, oh, I don't do Apple Music. I'm a Spotify person. I'm like,
listen, one thing about me, I know I'm dramatic, but also the Spotify girlies think that they're the best. I call everyone girlies, all genders. The Spotify girlies think they're the best. And even Coco literally talked about this. She was like, she was like, I didn't know screenshots of my Apple Music would get people rolling. They were mad at her because she had Apple instead of Spotify. It's like, please touch grass.
okay.
Yes, I have Apple Music. I prefer it. I like it. And if you like Spotify and you think it's the best thing to have ever touched grass, okay, well, the people are saying that your little rap thing was not actually rapping for real and it was trash. So maybe y'all can come on over to Apple. Not me promoting Apple. Y'all don't pay me. But
okay, that part. But let me show y'all Shayla's real quick. Shayla, give us a quick little breakdown on what you got here.
yes. So here are my top artists. I'll give you guys, I'll read them, the top 10. So it was number 1, Beyonce, of course. 2, Drake. Let's not talk about it. 3, J. Cole. 4, SZA. 5, Kendrick Lamar. 6, Aventura. 7, Thames. 8, Gani Garcia. Bad Bunny, Brent Fayez. And that's my top 10. You guys see the rest. And then for my top songs, it was Love Me JJ by Thames, Not Like Us. As you can see, baby, the AI was not AI. It was real users playing the song. Confieso and Para Siempre by Connie Garcia, and Two Hands to Heaven by Beyonce. And then for my top genres are hip hop, R&B and soul, música tropical, pop, urbano, Latino. So I think this literally is a great overview of me. Yes, I love R&B and hip hop, but like I always say, I am a proud Latina. So of course we need like Gani Garcia is a Puerto Rican artist. If you didn't know, I love her. And yeah, that
I
was
really
great.
didn't know that. But it's like,
Well, you don't really listen to Spanish music, so I feel like
girl, what you mean?
you do not let me. Okay, let's see if your replay says that you play Spanish
Okay, but
music.
my replay isn't gonna include that. But I know a
Oh,
little suavemente, bésame,
girl, please. But I do want to address. Do you want to show yours and then we talk about it overall?
Okay, yeah, sure. Let me show mine real quick.
Okay.
So, who would I be? Y'all, I was just introduced to Mariah the Scientist this year, and I love her down. That's my girl, okay? So, as y'all know, I love me some Rod Wave. So he was number 2. Drake was number 3. Nicki Minaj was 4. Chris Brown was 5. Friday, Shayla and I talked about him, I think, a few episodes ago. We love him. And of course, RIP, love this man, P&B Rock. I love him. Lil Durk, free you. Number 9 was Glorilla, and number 10 is Oswald. He's an Haitian artist. So yeah, he gave
Okay.
me the vibes, of course. And for my top songs, the song that put me on to Mariah the Scientist before I got into her whole catalog was Spread Thin. I was obsessed with, for me, like I listened to that song. I'm the type of person who will listen to a song to the point of disgust. Like I
Same.
love that song down. So Made for Me, and then Real by Ivory Scott. That song, it just showed me something real. Wow. Love that. Drake Jumbotron shit popping. That song, anytime I got into the car, I'm telling you, a song do not hit until you hear the bass in your vehicle. That song, I just bob in my head, about to jump out the seat, like vibes. And if you didn't know, I have a turn up song, and this song always gets me through any moments where I'm like, whether I'm mad, sad, happy, glad, whatever. No Hands by Waka Flocka. Man, that's,
LOL.
girl, that's my song. Like that is really my song, or the song, but that wasn't part of my top 5. And then my music genres were hip hop, R&B, soul, worldwide, rap, and pop. I think worldwide includes like Haitian music. I think
Yeah.
categorizes.
I
But
love
yeah,
that. So I want to talk about how I put this in my Insta story. I talked so much ish about Drake, but he was in my top 2. Here's the thing. I do like Drake's music, which is why I get mad when he does this dumb stuff. The same thing happened when Megan Thee Stallion was shot and he was inserting himself. That's why it gets me mad, because when I don't care about you, you could do whatever you want to do. I don't care. But because I like him and his music, it's like, sir, be for real. Like I feel like he just does stuff that he does not need to do. Like Drake already has a good fan base. He gets the listen, the clicks, the whatever. So why are you going out of your way to like sue your label for stuff that is like are you serious?
exactly. I think also what it is like, for me, I was saying this last episode. I'm like, Drake has built his fan base. Like he is a household name. He
Yeah.
is always going to be in the talks with his music and stuff because you have that established fan base. You don't need to do all the extra stuff. Like I understand you were in a rap beef with Kendrick Lamar. Do I think that Kendrick Lamar got you? Yes. But does that mean I'm about to go listen to Kendrick Lamar more? No. Well, that's for me though. It's just like you don't got to do all the extras. I feel like the same way, like, that's why I always tell people I will never be like one of those people who are obsessed with a celebrity and they could do no wrong in my eyes, because that's never going to be the case. Like, I am not a beehive. I am not a barb. Like, I'm not a part of none of those. Like, I love Rod Wave, but if he is wrong, he's wrong. I love Lil Durk. If he's wrong, he's wrong. Like, I'm not about to sit here and be delusional with it, right? And I feel like when it comes to Drake suing and doing all that, it's like, because it shows how much of a sore loser you are, because when you was going through your rap beef with Meek Mill, you ate him up. That's why you ain't sue nobody. Nobody was playing Meek Mill's thing like that.
And it's so ridiculous because he gets the clicks, he gets the plays because Drake was in a majority of people's top 10. So it's like, why? You're making money, you are successful, and if people do not think that you're a top 3 in the game, then so be it. Like, you still getting paid. If anything, I just think your street cred around like the hip hop industry, like, you're just ruining your own thing. You're still gonna get paid because we're still gonna listen to your music, but like,
and I think the thing is also like the amount of people, like, because this has been a thing this whole week. Everybody's posting like their top fives and stuff like that.
yeah.
The amount of people I saw Drake was number one for was like, at least, I want to say I've watched like 300 different stories. I saw at least 100 of them Drake number one. And it's like on a lot of like the national list when it comes to like music and stuff, Drake is like ranking above Kendrick, above J. Cole and them. So it's like you didn't need to do all that.
Also, I do want to say, I think the reason why also Drake is in a lot of people's tops is because he does have a lot more albums and a lot more songs. So I think that does kind of like balance it out. J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar don't have as many compared to Drake's, in my opinion, that many songs and albums. So logistically speaking, obviously Drake just has way more content to listen to.
Also, it's because like Drake's music is much more gentrified as well too. Like he fits, like his music fits like the mold of what like automatically goes popping and viral in our like times. Like I feel like with J. Cole and Kendrick, they're lyricists, right? Like you got to listen to their words, you got to understand where they're coming from. Like they're not going to just give you like a cat in a hat and a dog in a bat. Like, you know, they're not just going to give you that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's like
easier to digest.
Yeah, like Drake's music is easier to digest. Like it's more about like the focal point is like a chorus and it's like a catchy like little tune or something like that. Like you're not gonna get that much with like J. Cole. You're not gonna get something like that with like J. Cole and Kendrick. I mean, not like us. He got it. You got it.
Yeah.
But for like the rest of his music and his catalog, it's like it's a lot more. Like you gotta think.
Agreed.
So let's get into the real news, okay? And let's talk about the healthcare industry is on fire.
Fire, fuego, fuego, for
Do you
sure.
want to introduce it?
Okay, so essentially, as if you've been living under a rock, you may not have known, but the CEO of UnitedHealthcare was fatally shot Wednesday morning outside of a New York Hilton hotel, honey. It was around 6:45 a.m. and this white man came up behind, shot him, and there was like someone that was there, like a bystander. The bystander ran away. The shooter's like gun or whatever he was using got stuck, and whatever he did, what he had to do with the gun to get it working again, and shot that man 2 more times. And according to reports, like, he left on a city bike, and they're still trying to find him to this day. It is Friday. And the police are giving a $10,000 reward if you give information for them. But the people are saying, I'm gonna need more than $10,000 to bring this man that just had the guts to kill the CEO of United Healthcare, one of the major healthcare, things. I don't know, like conglomerates, whatever. Like, that just shows you how insane, like.
And my whole thing is that I've been seeing, because like, we're very unserious as a society. So everybody's like, you want me to giving 10 bands for me to snitch on John Wick?
Girl. And then to top it off, this is why I say the healthcare system has been on fire. Girl, why did the what are they called?
Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yes, Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield had to walk back this initiative that they thought was gonna slide, honey. And the gag is, they broke this news the same day the United Healthcare CEO was shot and killed. They were saying that they were gonna put essentially like a time limit on anesthesia. How do you say the word?
Anesthesia. Yeah,
I said it right. Okay. So they said that they were going to put a time limit on anesthesia, meaning that, like, let's say when you sign the paper, it says that the surgery is supposed to last an hour, but God forbid you start the surgery and doctors, something
Some
crazy happens, you need to extend it, and it goes to an hour and 30 minutes of surgery, the 30 extra minutes that you were under anesthesia, you were going to have to pay out of pocket. And leaders around the world were like, well, no, that's not going to happen. And so they ended up walking back the initiative because, like, in what world did you think that was going to slide? And it was all a money grab. The healthcare system cannot sit there and be like, oh, we care about our people and we this, we that, but then do stuff like that. Like, we already know you guys are money hungry. Anyone, even if you pay for health insurance or you have, well, here in Jersey, it's called NJ Family Care, which is the government healthcare, it's still a battle. Like, for you to see a specialist, you get an appointment. First, to get them on the phone is a headache, but then you get an appointment 5 months far. You could probably die between here and then. Then you go there, you got to pay all this money. It's just, the healthcare system is such a joke. And I think this CEO's death, that's why a lot of people are not taking it serious. Of course, like, I never celebrate anyone's death, but I think a lot of people, when they saw this news, no one was like, oh, well, poor guy, because they see the struggles that they live daily. People that have cancer or need therapy, all these people that need health care and can't get it. So they don't feel bad for this guy's death.
I think so. What I've been seeing a lot of, first off, this whole case is kind of crazy to me because, like, when I was watching the video, hold on, let me show y'all what the suspect looks like. So this is like the suspect that the NYPD put out, and like I blurred his gun out, but it's just like when I saw the video, you see the person literally stand, like the bystander just stand there in the corner, bop bop bop. You allow him to run away. Like, I mean, granted, you live to tell the story, but it's just like, I'm like, I watch so much crime dramas. Like, I grew up watching Law and Order SVU. I grew up watching NCIS. I love The Mentalist. I'm like, y'all need Detective Stabler, Jethro Gibbs, and Patrick Jane to help y'all solve this because, baby, what?
Yeah,
This man on the city bike, he traveled around NYC to all the boroughs.
And they're saying that he traveled from Atlanta to New York City in a Greyhound like truck situation. And then to top it off, right, police are saying that he paid in cash to stay at a hostel, which I just learned what a hostel is. A hostel is essentially a room where you share with a lot of people. So they're saying that he paid in cash and used a fake ID in order to stay in like a hostel in New York City in Upper West Side.
And the thing that also is crazy is that apparently the bullets had like the words deny, defend, and dispose. Yeah, depose. And like, so basically, like, we were going back to what we were saying earlier. A lot of people don't feel bad for this man because, one, like we talked about, when it comes to health insurance in America, it's like a huge scam. It's a money grab, and there's stipulations to everything. Like, yes, oh yeah, like you have insurance, but your copay is $65 every visit. Or like, if you want to get this, they don't cover cosmetics, they don't cover that, they don't cover this. If you need hormones for that, you got to pay an extra additional fee on top of that. It's like, there's stipulations to everything. And the amount of times where people do dispute certain claims, and if it doesn't reach the parameters that they feel is acceptable to their company's guidelines, they will sit there and tell you flat out no. The amount of people who go broke trying to cover their medical expenses is ridiculous, right? So it's just like, a lot of people don't feel bad because, one, even the people within the company, he got shot at, what was it, 6:45 a.m.? The meeting continued at 7 a.m.
I thought they had canceled it.
I was hearing that they continued it.
I think they canceled it. They said, oh, some situation happens, so we're gonna. But regardless of the fact, it's still like they're gonna continue on. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, they paused it the day of, but like they're still gonna continue.
The company gotta keep going. And like, I was seeing that, like, apparently now, I think some like insurance companies are taking off their leadership's names because apparently they're saying this gunman was hired to assassinate this man.
I believe it. Again, we got to wait to see the situations, but the man took a lot of steps Like, he didn't fly from Atlanta to New York. He came in a bus. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot of premeditated things. And it's still just very crazy because the place where he shot and killed him, it wasn't like a dark alley, like a random place. It was like
On the
a
street.
Hilton hotel. There was cars there. So there were people there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was ready to go. It wasn't like a random person that was sus. Clearly, this person seemed to know, like, been there, done that type of thing. And it really does feel like a How to Get Away with Murder episode. I think at the end of the day, they are going to find him because this is the CEO of such a big corporation. And, you know, they got money to hire extra people, whether the NYPD needs help, whatever. And even all these other healthcare CEOs, baby, they gonna be like, whatever you need, make sure you grab this man because we might be next.
And my thing is also, what I think is happening is that, like, you're seeing a lot of people, like, they're talking about some like 10K to find this, 10K to find that. I feel like New York is one of those is one of those states that spends so much money on surveillance. So for it to be Wednesday, no, for it to happen Wednesday and today Friday, and y'all still looking for him, where all that money going in that surveillance system?
Not only surveillance, the amount of people they pay for NYPD, like the people, they can find someone that turns a turnstile quicker than this. Like, you cannot sit there and say, oh, we need all this money for more police people, and then you give them the money and they still not doing nothing. Like,
and apparently that man went to Central Park where he knows there's like less security cameras and stuff like that, and he changed and did whatever, and now he just out living la vida loca until they
I'm
find
sure
him.
they're gonna find him eventually, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think they will. But y'all, let's get into our next topic. So we were talking about Kendrick Lamar, and in his song, he had said a line basically saying, what did he say? It was like, don't let no white comedian talk about black women, something along the lines of that. So now these white comedians are coming out and basically, mind you, Kendrick didn't mention nobody, but
if you tune in, if you know, you know.
right. If the shoe fits kind of thing. So the first thing, I'm going to show the response from Gary Owens. If y'all know him, he's a white comedian. He was married to a black woman, yada, 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 whatever. So this was his response. He basically had took a screenshot. So the lyrics are, don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman. That's law. So Gary Owens said, if that's the law, that makes me a criminal. Sir, you're not funny. Like, you're not funny. But the one we really wanted to talk about is, we talked about this a while ago, and I'm going to play the clip as just a reminder of what we were talking about. Andrew Schulz on his Flagrant podcast, when he had Shits and Gigs on, they were talking about how, just a quick recap, they were talking about how black women, when they date white men, they start to look better. Like, white men look better. They start to get like their beards together. They start looking more seasoned, more like, Travis Kelce, Kayla Nicole type vibe, So let me play the clip for y'all real quick before I show y'all the response.
What is the black girlfriend effect?
This is you don't know about
glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend, all of a sudden he's got buzz cut, clean shape up. Glows up, bro.
I like that.
I like that.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. That's why they gotta shave their hair.
Nah, bro. White guys with black girlfriends, they
grow a beard because there's more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of.
That's hilarious.
So that was just like a quick, obviously it's longer and they ended up saying a lot more stuff, but that's just basically, that's the clip that was trending for a while, that people were like, how could you sit there, two people of color, clearly, allowing this black man to say this and basically make jokes about stereotypes and saying all that. And then you have a podcast where you gear it towards a lot of different groups of people, but you have a large following from black women, right? So after Kendrick Lamar made that song, Andrew Schulz assumed that it was him because of that clip. And here is the response from his most recent episode.
Understand about Kendrick? It's very important to him to protect black women. That's why he's never done a song with an abuser confirmed. He's never done a song with anybody that's suspected of abuse. He's never threatened to remove his music from Spotify because they removed R. Kelly's music, who for sure fucked and held captive underage black women.
Hold on.
This is all very important to Kendrick.
Wait a minute, just let me understand what's going on here, because I think that you're using sarcasm as a comedic device.
It is a comedic device.
But you're so fucking smart right now that I don't know if you're serious or making jokes. Are you saying that Kendrick Lamar put it on wax that he is protecting black women from white comedians' jokes, but not the kidnapping, molestation, and of R. Kelly? And actually, in reality, he would take his own music off Spotify to protect R. Kelly?
Yeah.
Someone who's kidnapped,
a sexual predator,
and black women?
Children.
Are you saying that he's done songs with other men who have potentially put hands on black women?
Not potentially, confirmed.
Wait a minute, convicted?
Yeah, I don't know what you call Chris Brown, but yeah, whatever that is.
It's not crazy.
Do you want to go first?
Go ahead.
So I don't think I included that part of, like, basically when he started talking about this, like, one of the things that he mentioned was, like, Kendrick, who's a part of, like, he's like, you're talking about a genre that's known for their lyrics being disrespectful and geared towards women, this, that, and the third. My whole thought process, and that y'all know I love to say this, two things can be true at the same time. Do I think points were made? Yes. Do I think this is a case of right message, wrong messenger? Absolutely. So my thing is, when I heard this, like, you know, obviously I wanted to be bothered, but I was like, you know what, let me listen to this again before I sit here and go based off strictly off emotion, right? So let's, like, pretend like the whole Kendrick, Andrew Schulz, like, they're not even characters in this, right? For a second. My thought process, right? How can you expect other groups and other races to respect black women when we commonly see not all black men, but some and most black men don't respect us, right? I grew up watching black men, comedians who dress up like black women and do the stereotypical stuff. And don't get me wrong, I would be a hypocrite if I didn't say I didn't chuckle sometimes, because sometimes it does resonate with me. I'm like, I did that last week. But it's like, if you made a whole career being that, like, I don't know if y'all remember watching Watermelon Andrea or Star Keisha, or, like, you know, all these other black males who dressed up as black women to make jokes and talk, like, you know, make those jokes based off the stereotypes geared towards black women. I can't say we haven't all watched that, because I've watched things like that. I've chuckled, I've laughed. There's times I just scroll past it. So, like, my whole thing is, like, when you have, like, I feel like black women are always the punchline of the joke all the time. And I feel like when it comes to black women, I feel like we're always trying to battle everybody else, including people within our own communities. So it's just like, when he's sitting here saying, like, you mean Kendrick did this, we're bringing them back into the equation now. So, like, you're like, when he's saying, like, you know, you're coming from a genre, or, like, you're doing things with, like, people who done this to black women, done that about black women, and then you're going to make a song in your lyrics and you say, don't let no white comedian talk about black women, that's law. It's like, make sure you, like I said, if you stand for nothing, you'll stand for anything, right? And if you stand for something, make sure that you stay firm in that belief, and that everything that you do equates to what you're standing for, you know? So, like, I'm not saying that Kendrick is wrong in this situation, but I'm saying, like, I do see the points that are being made from both sides.
Okay, here's what I have to say. I think you're giving Andrew too much credit.
Oh,
let me finish. I don't think he cares about black women. I don't think he's doing this to be like, oh, well, no, I'm the one that's here to save you. The same way he likes to make jokes and punch at other people, I think Kendrick has a right. If he felt, I mean, he didn't name names, he said what he said. I think he has a right to be able to do that. He is an artist, and as many artists do, they see what people are talking about and they create music based off of that, right? yes, I do agree that especially in hip hop culture, a lot of the music is degrading to Black women, to women overall as well. So I'm not saying Kendrick is going to be the savior of all, Black women hate or whatever, but him singing that, like, is not a big deal. Like, the way he took it is like, well, sir, you always come for other people, so why can't they do the same to you? Like, he said that line, it's hip hop, is music, so get over it. Obviously, he wanted to respond to it because he knew it would get clicks, and it did. You know what I'm saying? Here we are talking about it now, but he's not moving any tables either. So it's like, okay, and I'm not expecting him to, right? I think he is a white man, so whatever. But I also, like, what gets me mad is when we have these conversations and there's a Black man on that couch and he's mute. Like, what are you there for? And I'm not saying he should be the spokesperson for everybody, because I'm not the spokesperson for Afro Latinidad, right? Like, I'm not the spokesperson for Dominican people. I'm not the spokesperson for, like, Puerto Rican people. But, like, if I see someone trying to drag or represent or say something about my community and I'm there, I'm going to say something. Like, I just think, what is he doing on that couch if you're not gonna say anything? Like, now is the time where your voice mattered and you're there shut doing nothing. Or maybe he did speak and I just, in our clip and the clips, whatever. But I'm like, yes, as a society, especially, like, we do need to do better, right? The music that we sing, but it's like, that also makes me mad because, like, well, when women hip hop artists that are women do take a ownership of their body, like Lotto and Megan, and they show their body and they do this, they are, blackballed, and they're like, oh, you're this, you're doing this. But it's like, men do it all the time. So God forbid now that women are now at the head of the table and leading the charge, they're dragged. But men been doing that for years. Okay, so it's like, whatever.
So I'm not giving Andrew Schulz any type of credit. I'm just saying the points that were made are points that I think about sometimes and, like, I agree with. Now, do I think that him saying that is giving, like, white savior? No. Do I think him saying that is basically trying to appeal to, like, make it seem like, well, Kendrick's doing this? I said Drake. Sorry, Drake. You not in this one right now. Like, is he sitting there saying, like, oh, Kendrick's doing this, Kendrick's doing that? And is there going to be people who are good, like, he's gonna gain fans off that because there's Black men who think exactly like that, who be like, yeah, he's so right? So, to your point, the Black man sitting on the couch, right? I think that's kind of where I was kind of go with my point, where it's like, if you sit there as a Black man who I'm assuming came from a Black woman, I'm just thinking, right? I don't know him. I don't know his life. I always think, like, when people are like, Black men ain't nothing, Black man is, like, I have a Black father. I have a Haitian Black father. Like, I don't play about my family. And I think most of the time when people talk about people, like, in those negative types of forms, I think I would never let nobody say that to my mother. I think, like, that's a lot of where my standards come from, because it's like the respect I have for my mother, the respect I have for my father, those are Black people. Like, even though they're Haitian or whatever like that, when you look at them, you think they're just strictly Black, right? The respect I have for them and the level of respect I will continue to have for them, I have that respect and thought process for a lot of Black men and Black women. I do not think that you should sit there and disrespecting them. I don't think that you should sit there generalizing anybody, to be honest, because as much as we could sit here and say white this, white that, that's not all white people. I know some good white people, and I know some ones who ain't worth a lick or a thought, right? So I just think, if you're going to sit there and be the diversity marker, stand for something. If you allow that man to sit here and say whatever he want about Black people, right, wrong, or whatever, what are you doing there? You just sitting there to get a check. You hockey key, gums and teeth. And I think that's a lot of, I think that's why a lot of times I think, like, when shits and gigs, when I think back to them, I think that's why they got so much, like, hate and flack, is because y'all sat there gums and teeth, and then your apology, you're like, we were uncomfortable. Like your actions don't echo that.
Yeah. And then also it's like, I'm not expecting someone to be, like I said, the spokesperson for it, but I just cannot imagine. If you talk about me and mine, my people, I'm gonna go off. And I sometimes understand that that's not for everybody, but I just can't imagine me staying shut in those situations. That's just it. Right.
So let's move on to a topic that I really want to talk about, which is Trump's former advisor, Gina London, I think that's her name, or Loudon. Mm-hmm. She criticized the Wicked movie. Y'all, just listen to this response. I don't even want to say, because I'm about to die laughing here.
But I was very excited at the idea of seeing the interpretation of this. But I should have known it's Holly weird. I should have known they'd try to make it woke in the ways that they could think of. Let's just start with the fact that they have Ariana Grande, who is obviously a Hispanic woman, playing the part of a ditzy blonde white really villain when it comes right down to it. And for this particular movie, the racism and the racial appropriation, I just thought was offensive, frankly. All white people aren't dumb and evil.
This is honestly just gives me a headache, because it's like, I'm one to, try to meet people where they are. But at some point, it's like, you're too far gone. You don't know what woke means. You don't know what being a racist means. And it's like, what?
I'm sorry. It's her saying an obvious Hispanic woman. Mind you, that's an Italian American woman.
Which is false. That's why, like, for some stuff, like, they lie about stuff you don't even need to lie about. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? So that's why when these are the same people that are in charge of politics. So it's like, we can't even come to understanding on like real facts. Like, the fact that Ariana is not Latina is like a fact. Like, you can't maneuver that. The birth certificate can prove that. If you over here just being loud and wrong about it, how can I take you serious? Or how can we come to like debate on like politics and real issues when you're already willingly lying about where someone's from? Like, Ariana Grande is not Latina. Everybody know that. Please.
And my thing is, I'm sorry. Obviously, Hispanic woman is really still taking me out, because what?
And that's the thing about like white crocodile tears. This the worst. She's so like, heart.
Like, you watched the movie. I have yet to watch the movie, right?
Yeah, I watched
it.
You
watched the movie.
Yes.
Do you feel like it was offensive to white people in any way?
No, I mean, no. Yes, she was a ditzy blonde woman, but the same way can be said for that other like Legally Blonde movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's bigger issues in the world. Like, what are you even saying? You know how many black characters have been misrepresented, and we're not out here like, I mean, yes, you can talk about how we didn't like how they've been depicted. Madea, all the Madea movies, there are people that are so against Madea and Tyler Perry and whatever. Yes, a discussion can be had. But this white lady is creating this argument in bad faith. It's not racist. It's not none of that. A majority of people enjoyed the Wicked movie. And if anything, I feel like the green character, I'm bad with names, so I'm so sorry, was really the one that was being oppressed. People were treating her wrong. And it's like, to be honest, why didn't Ariana Grande play the green character? Because the green character was the one that was really being oppressed, and people were judging and treating weird. Like, please miss me with all of that. Like, miss me with all of that. Next. People that have never been oppressed trying to act like now they know what being oppressed looks and feels like.
Girl, a few episodes we talk about white men feeling oppressed, not a white women feeling oppressed. Well, this white woman in particular. So my whole thing, right? I really wish there are certain words that, like, the moment they tickled your brain cells, they just died off. The fact that y'all use the word woke and apply it to every situation, it's like, do you even understand what woke even means? Do you even understand where it stems from? Like, y'all just say words and just think that it applies to everything, right? And then it's just like you saying, oh, she's portraying like a dumb ditzy. You've never watched Victorious. You never watched Sam and Cat. Like, if that's the role that she's playing in the Wicked movie, again, I haven't watched it, but if anything, she was more typecasted, if anything. Like, that's the role and she was not even blonde and Victorious or none of that. She was a redhead. But it's like, for you to sit there and say that it's offensive to white women, like, you're looking at it and you're trying to bring it to a place that it doesn't even need to be brought, is the whole thing.
It's just, you want to be a victim so bad. Like, you're not the victim. Next caller.
Next caller. And our next caller is the Social Corner. Yes. So let me break it down for our new listeners. Our Social Corner is basically where we see these different topics. And it's like, you know how the previous topics, we spent like 10, 15 minutes talking about them. For our Social Corners, they're quick topics that we see and just want to give like quick takes on and just give our quick thoughts and opinions. So the first thing I want to talk about.
Wait, before you get to that, can I just say this one little point?
Yeah.
Ticketmaster, you will crumble. Everybody want to see J. Cole, Kendrick, and the SZA. They've all announced tours. First of all, if you're gonna tour, please give the regular people, the people that work 9 to 5 jobs that are not making, triple figures a year, give us a heads up, because we can't just drop a bag instantly. Also, getting tickets to see your favorite artist should not be a freaking Olympic sport. We need to make it easier. I don't care that Ticketmaster is saying that there are no bots, that they're working hard. You need to work harder, because whatever you're doing is not working. The people that are actually playing these songs in our real life supporters are not going to be able to see these artists. Because I'm so sorry, but I'm not paying $1,000 to see anybody. You lucky if I spend $300, but even then, how the economy's going, I'm not spending $300 to see anybody, especially when the $300 tickets are nosebleeds. I'm sorry, I had to get that out.
No, I agree with you, because I remember like when my one friend, she went to go see Chris Brown, and I was like saying to her, I was like, I'm not spending $500 on a ticket to see Chris Brown. I don't
Absolutely
care.
Not.
I don't care how much. I don't even care if it was Lil Durk, and y'all know I love Lil Durk. I don't care if it was Rod Wave. I'm not spending an arm and a leg to go see you in concert. No, I'm sorry.
I'll play you on Apple Music, respectfully.
Honestly, and the thing that bothers me so much is like, for these resellers, it's like, be realistic. If you bought the tickets at, let's say, $150, $200, you think you about to make an $800 profit off of me?
And they do. That's the thing that pisses me off. I'm like, Ticketmaster, I don't know how, but you need to make it that if you're going to buy a ticket, you can't resell it for more than $100 over it. Because if you don't put a limit on it, obviously people are going to continue to do that. You're making, with the amount of money you make on one resale ticket, you can literally buy, that's like a month worth of income.
Yeah. And I mean, my whole thing is just like,
are people making a living out of resale tickets? Because it seems that they are, and we need to put a stop to it immediately. Honestly, it's giving Joanne the scammer. I immediately need you to stop doing that, because I want to enjoy artists. Like, why is going to concerts becoming such a difficult thing? Like,
honestly, I agree. Like, the resellers, y'all need to humble yourselves. Like, and it's like, there are stupid people who are going to pay that, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, like, I'm here, I'm there, da, 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 da. Baby, I remember when we went to Nicki's concert, we bought tickets the day of. We spent like what, 120, something along the
around there. I don't know, but I know we didn't spend no $1,000 to see nobody.
Okay, baby.
And even if it was meet and greet, I just feel like Rebecca and I don't have the personalities of like stan and like fangirling over nobody. Don't get me wrong. If I see Beyonce, I have seen Beyonce in concert, but I did not pay the gajillions of dollars. Yes, I want to see an artist. I love me some Rihanna, some SZA, but I just not spending my hard-earned money on nobody. Is that mean? I don't know.
No,
I'm just not doing that.
I think also my problem is like whenever I think about like the meet and greets, it's like after I meet you, what happens? Like, am I supposed to feel like an extra like amount of endorphins? Like, I don't understand.
They don't remember you. I prefer seeing you on a business meeting, like for work purposes, not in a line with everybody else.
Like, I was like, the amount of celebrities I've met, yes, I'm nervous, but in terms of nervous of like my work ethic, like I don't like messing up. I'm a perfectionist at heart. So like that's more where my nerves come from. But I don't get nervous when I meet celebrities. Like honestly, I get more enjoyment seeing a Hallmark actor before I ever get enjoyment seeing a celebrity, to be honest.
Well, they are celebrities. Hallmark celebrities are celebrities. They might not be A-list, but they on the list.
They on my list, that's for sure.
Period.
So
let's get to the real social corner.
Okay, so our little social corner thing that I wanted to talk about is how Dove and Crumble Cookies are collaborating for a new set of deodorants. And the scents are, let me show y'all, is confetti cake and lemon glaze. When I saw this, I sent this to Shayla. I said, that's disgusting.
That gotta be stopped. Please. I don't care how hard the crumble crave is. Let it go. Keep it to cookies. Keep it to flavors of the week. I don't need people smelling like no lemon cake and whatever that other stuff is. Let's keep it simple to the sky smells and whatever. Yes. Why? Like why? Like at some point I get it, marketing collaboration, but is this the best collab you could have done? If anything, maybe is this a body wash or a deodorant? They're doing both.
They're doing a deodorant and
a body wash. I just don't want to get out of a shower and smell like a cookie. Like I'm not a cookie.
I think
I'm sweet. I know I'm sweet, but I'm not a cookie, honey.
Like my whole thing is like I get it. Bath and Body Works, they have all these sweet smelling stuff. When I was growing up, was I like a warm vanilla girl? Yes. Like I love to smell. Just put me in the oven and bake me. Like yeah. But it's just like my whole thing is the deodorant. The deodorant is what's bothering me because remember gym class days, there was always that musty, funky one child who it's like, why do you smell like that? And then they put perfume on. And I don't know if you know what must and perfume smell like mixed together. Atomic bomb. Hazard. Okay. Call the hazmat team. Disrespectful to people's nostrils. You already got people who don't like to take showers. You got people who don't like to wash their legs. So it's like, you about to be smelling all sweet with must mix into it. I just think like,
maybe their thought process is that this will motivate them to want to shower and want to put deodorant if it's cute and pink. But I'm just like, maybe the lemon glaze will smell good, but I'm just against it. But I'm also a hater of a lot of things. I don't know. I'm just not pro it. I don't know. It's not moving me. I will not be purchasing. But comment down below if you purchase and you end up liking it. Good for you. I'm happy.
Yep. I mean, I guess if it works for you, it works for you. Okay. Shayla, did you want to get into the women in male fields?
Oh, yeah. So on TikTok, there's been a lot of trends. Trends come and go the same way the suspect. Well, another trend that has been happening is women and men fields. And essentially it's women doing things that men have done to them that have been traumatic, or let's just say not very nice. So one of them was, I have it here. An example is, so this is like you're showing visual, I'm a visual person, so I gotta say this. So like the woman is running or something, or like a photo of the mirror. And it says, when he tells me I act different on Instagram, so I told him, so social media is not a real place. And it's like, LOL, clock that T. So is there anything that like a man has done or said to you that you're like, oh yeah, I'm a use this in reverse? It gives Uno reverse, to be honest.
I don't know. I think back to like the meanest thing I think a guy has ever said to me, where he was like, going to jail is less stressful than dealing with me type of vibe. So like if I was to do like a suspect thing, be like when he says going to jail is less stressful than dealing with me and I snitch on him, like, type of vibe. Like I think maybe that could work, but like I've seen them and like they're funny and like guys are doing like variations of their own, like men and women's fields. And of course there's one that like, of course, people got draggy, and it was like this white dude. He was in his closet, and he was just like white men and men. He's like white man in black man fields or like black fields or whatever. And he's like picking which cotton tie I'm gonna wear today. And I was like,
what? I don't know what side you on. Girl. That's not okay. So for mine, I'm trying to think what I would do, but it would be the if I post a photo of like me and my friends like outside, and I would, let's say I'm gonna say Rebecca and you, right? I'm outside with Rebecca and I post a photo where I'm twerking on another man, and I would be like, oh, we're just having fun. Cause you know how men be like, oh, well, no, I didn't mean to like, okay, you could dance with whoever you want to dance to, but there's boundaries. But men would say, oh no, like, I was just at a club, we were just dancing. Or another example would be, if you kiss somebody, but I was just drunk. Just because you're drunk does not mean that that's a excuse to do things. That's none of my business. If you kiss somebody and you were drunk, that still don't take away from the fact that you kissed somebody and you knew you were in a relationship. So anyways, comment down below what has been the best women in men fields you've seen on TikTok.
Drunk actions are sober thoughts.
That part.
So I wanted to get into our wind down portion, y'all. So my wind down question for this week, Shayla and I were talking about TikTok. We're talking about all these different trends and stuff that we've seen on social media. So I want to know, what is your current, like your favorite or favorites trends that you've been seeing on social media at the current moment?
I've definitely been seeing the suspect, that's cute. I've also seen a lot of like, where people are saying stuff and they're like, oh, I won't judge.
We listen.
I'm a judger. Yeah, we listen and we don't judge. I'm gonna judge.
I listen
just so you know.
And I judge, okay?
Yeah. And also, like, since it is Christmas, I enjoy seeing the like people visiting Christmassy vibes things, whether it's like a park that's light up, a drive-through situation. I love those seasonal TikToks.
Okay, I think for me, I'm gonna go more like towards like the sounds. So like my favorite TikTok sounds at the current moment are be calm, be calm, be calm, be calm. If you know,
I don't know. I've never seen be calm, be calm. Okay. Does that mean like you say that when you're not about to be calm?
No, it's like a family on TikTok. I don't remember what their names are right now, but like she's special needs, right? But it's like the mom like provokes them like on purpose, like, but in a funny way. So like the one daughter always is like, be calm, be calm, be calm, be calm. And it's just the funniest thing ever, because it's like that's how I be trying to tell myself every day. I'd be like, be calm, be calm, be calm, be calm. Or my favorite TikTok sound also is who that in the back.
I didn't see what is like. How did that trend start? I don't like. I've seen it, but like, what's the original?
It's like, why am I blanking on names at the current moment? Let me show you. Hold on. Who that in the back? Who that in the back?
So this is like a random girl.
No, this is Brooklyn Frost. Her brother is, I want to say, what's her brother's name?
Okay, so her brother's famous, and that's why this.
Yeah, he's a TikTok, not TikTok. He's a Twitch streamer as well, or a YouTuber or something like that. And That's the sister, and I guess like she saw some fine dudes, and she said, "Who that in the bag?"
I feel that because I would definitely ask that. Who that in the bag?
But that's my problem. I love that sound because the amount of times, like, you know, when you talk to like the one friend and then you see a photo and it's always the dude who chilling off in the back, you be like, hold on, who that in the back?
Yeah. It's like, well, thank you for starting us off, but who's that in the back?
Right. Like, you know, this could be my meet cute. Like, you know,
love that.
Move to the side so your brother can, like, I say your brother, your friend or your brother or whatever.
One thing about Rekka, she always want to like mess with someone's family. She's like, oh, I'll take their brother, uncle.
I'm a firm believer that, you know,
I mean, we listen, but we don't judge.
Oh, girl, if we did that challenge,
Oh, I'm telling you up front, I'm judging. So
I've done some judge-worthy things, y'all.
Girl, don't listen to Rebecca. Rebecca acts bigger and badder than what.
I've done some judge-worthy things.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much.
Thank y'all for tuning into this week's episode. Also, this is episode 18. And I don't know if y'all can tell, but I was the one directing you this episode. 18 is my favorite number. So it was just meant to be. It was meant to be. But y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning into this week's episode. Again, as always, don't forget to like, definitely comment, and don't forget to subscribe. If you made it to the end of this video, we love and appreciate you. And to all the new subscribers, we appreciate you. To the recurring subscribers, we rock with you the long way.
Period. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next Friday. Bye.
Bye.